Here is where Taiwan's snows pile deepest and where its glaciers were most active. Glaciers shape today's Mount Xueshan, the mountain known to the Atayal as Babo Hagai. The jagged ridgeline extends outward from Mount Xueshan's majestic peak. Mixed coniferous and deciduous forests, and forests of cypress, fir, and single-seed juniper occupy different elevation strata here, carpeting the mountainside in fetching shades of green and forming the resplendent Shengleng Canopy. Bracingly cold monsoon winds, heavy with moisture from the sea, whistle across Lanyong Valley and up into the Xueshan Range, perennially giving the Xueshan area Taiwan's heaviest snow accumulations and creating ideal conditions for Taiwan's Ice Age relicts. Single-seed junipers, Taiwan's longest-lived trees, have watched the passing of 3 millennia. Across more than 3,000 years, one can only imagine how many blizzards these trees have braved atop this ridge in order to remain Taiwan's highest forest. Taiwan white fir forests sit slightly lower than the juniper forests along Xueshan Cirque. Standing proud and tall, even the sounds of foraging animals echo crisp and clear through these sparingly adored fir stands in winter. Here in this alpine black forest, innumerable fir seeds scatter in the breeze, only to be buried under fresh-fallen snow, where they will await spring's call to sprout and grow into a verdant new forest. The canopy, the highest part of a forest, is analogous to the forest's skin. It sends messages and lets trees breathe. Covering over 20% of the Earth's land, it's no wonder that these canopies are called the 8th continent. From the air, Taiwan appears covered under a seamless forest canopy carpet. This canopy sustains biodiversity, especially in mid-elevation cloud forests. Supported on sturdy shoulders and stretching to the horizon, forest canopies provide a critical ecological lifeline. White firs, the titans of Taiwan's cloud forests, are known among indigenous tribes as the trees that brush the moon. These 3 Taiwan white firs on Mount Chilan in the Xueshan Range are known as the 3 Sisters. Standing nearly 70 meters tall, eldest sister commands unimpeded views of her pristine woodland domain. Leaves are autotrophic power generators, turning sunlight into the energy needed to grow new branches and expand skyward. Thus, plants wait for sunny spring days to unfurl fresh new buds. The moment has finally arrived. tender leaves erupt from delicate twigs. Touched by sunlight, the chloroplasts spring into action, creating the nutrients through photosynthesis necessary to perpetuate the forest energy cycle. But more than simply power plants, leaves are a vital source of nutrition for caterpillars. Caterpillars are notoriously eager eaters. From day one, they eat and eat until at some 2,000 to 3,000 times their initial size, they cocoon and then emerge transformed. However, their feeding frenzy turns the canopy into disheveled shambles. Openings in the canopy attract female tits in to feed. While back in the nest, chattering chicks hungrily anticipate their next meal. Regular analysis of nest boxes tell Sheba National Park researchers that wild bird diets in regenerated forests are less diverse. By contrast, bird diets in natural forests are more diverse and heavy with caterpillars. These birds are more than happy to help relieve the canopy from the deluge of caterpillars and let leaves continue turning sunlight into nutrients needed by the trees to grow. Afternoon clouds roll in across the forest, setting the stage for a downpour. Ethnic Atayal's Dagun and his son Yuming, following tribal tradition, head into the forest before the rainstorm to pound out mushrooms. They pummel rotting logs with palm fronds, releasing spores, creating fissures for rainwater, and helping break up and spread mycelium. Rain bathes the forest and saturates the soil, setting the stage for mushrooms to flourish. Rainwater sustains all life in the forest. Imagining forests as water reservoirs, canopies would be their sheltering cap, protecting soils from erosion and helping leaf litter in the understory trap and retain moisture. Tree frogs, active in the forest canopy, happily use waterlogged crevasses to rear their young. Researchers have found tree frog activity as high as 20 meters above ground in the forest. Raindrops trickle past an Eifinger's tree frog, while moths absorb rainwater on leaves, wholly unawares of the approaching danger. Weighing in at just 10 grams, this bat species flits to and fro in the forest canopy, feeding on small insects and spiders. Biologists often use bat diversity to assess the health of forest ecosystems. Bats not only help keep these ecosystems in balance, but are also important plant pollinators. However, although Shiba National Park is home to nearly 30 bat species, all are insectivores. What then pollinates the mucuna trees? This job falls to the park squirrels. After they bite open the sepals of flowers, ants and bees finish off the nectar and, in the process, pollinate the mucuna. Taiwan's afternoon thunder showers come and go quickly, and sunlight is soon shining down once more. As dusk draws near, a beautiful rainbow marks the end of another day. If canopies are the outer skin of the forest, taking the sun's light and heat, then epiphytes are the makeup, adding splashes of interest and color far above the forest floor. Humidity condenses into fog in the canopy. Particulates in this fog are nutrient-rich, and in combination with sunlight, provide more than enough sustenance to maintain epiphytes in this lofty domain. Epiphytic orchids are regular tenants of the forest canopy, sopping up the diffuse sunlight that makes it through the canopy in order to survive and thrive. Of all the forest's epiphytes and parasites, the story of Scurula lonicerifolia and the flower pecker is particularly compelling. The stamens and pistils protruding from the green and red tubular flowers of the lonicerifolia deposit pollen on the beaks of feeding flower peckers, which then pollinates the next flowers visited. Flower peckers call again to feast on ripe lonicerifolia fruit. The bird's specially adapted digestive process retains the sticky coating on fruit seeds, which can then easily cling to a host, turning the cycle of life another full circle. Lonicerifolia seedlings draw moisture and nutrients from their hosts and grow to flower and fruit, giving flower peckers nectar and fruit and taking lonicerifolia forward yet another generation. Sunset colors dim over the horizon, turning the sky midnight blue. Under a brilliant moon, a white-faced flying squirrel eats its fill, making the most of this solitary smorgasbord. The aroma of ripe fruit is irresistible. Wild animals here share in the bounty that materializes but once a year beneath the forest's vaulted ceiling. Formosan striped squirrels are seasoned forest gourmands with an onboard biological GPS that guides them to in-season canopy fruits, allowing them to navigate the forest sea and land the tastiest ripe fruits. Might the mother of these squirrel kits be using fun and games to teach her babies how to use their innate food navigation system? Red-bellied tree squirrels, masked palm civets, and Reeves' muntjac await expectantly on the forest floor to feast on seeds dropped from above, while showing up like clockwork 3 times a day waiting for the manna from the canopy. They are also doing their part to spread forest seeds far and wide. Whether on purpose or not, the animals and plants of the forest canopy add a mutable and vibrant flair to the forest ecosystem. Chilly winds paint forest leaves in shades of autumn, which also stunningly adorn its migratory visitors. The forests of Xueba are home to Taiwan's largest population of mandarin ducks, which come here annually to breed. Male mandarins don dazzling new plumage in hopes of attracting a mate. After being fertilized, females retreat in search of a suitable nook in the forest. After the eggs hatch around a month later, the chicks take their first steps out onto the forest floor. The soft and springy forest understory provides a bouncy playground for newborn mandarin duck chicks. The young ducks catch up to mom and head to the stream, eager to begin their next phase in life. Canopies are more than ecosystems and the vital lungs of the forest. They are key indices of planetary health, the canaries in the coal mine that is planet Earth. Despite the importance of forest canopies, scientists had largely overlooked them until the last decades of the 20th century. Canopy walkways were first introduced some 2 decades ago with the opening of the Canopy Walkway in Kinabalu Park in Sabah, Malaysian Borneo, letting the public experience the thrill of a stroll through the treetops. Without any special equipment, visitors may climb 40 meters into the canopy for an up-close and personal look at its unique ecology. Sheba National Park's 2009 Dependent Plant Survey documented the diversity in canopy ecologies. Looking to open the park's canopy ecosystem to both researchers and the public, the National Park opened Taiwan's first canopy walkway in 2013, spurring a wave of domestic research interest in forest canopy insects, birds, mammals, and dependent plants. The skywalk gave the public new perspectives on the forest and gave researchers new directions for study. Sheba National Park has plans to open further canopy outlooks and walkways as part of overall efforts to protect biodiversity in the forest canopy while promoting sustainable ecotourism and environmental education. Beneath the stars in Shengleng, the annual cycle of the seasons propels the cycle of life in the Sheba forest canopy and relates the vibrant story of life in Sheba National Park, accentuating the brilliant vitality here in this splendidly special place, the Shengleng Forest Canopy.